So a new discovery in Antarctica, and the discovery was an accident.
The goldfields of Canada were taken by surprise. They found mummified remains of a baby woolly mammoth from the Ice Age.
I think the Minnesota Iceman was indeed a freshly killed corpse.
A hairy human being, not belonging to any known race.
Be it ancient finds to animals that almost froze, much of the unexplored parts of the world that are covered with ice often tends to turn into a library of unexpected discoveries. Tune in for the discoveries that left the whole world in disbelief.
This discovery is the only one of its kind in the world, a complete carcass of a fossilized brown bear.
In the frozen wilds of eastern Siberia, reindeer herders stumbled upon a remarkable discovery in February 2023. Of an impeccably preserved 3,500-year-old brown bear. Unlike previous finds, which were limited to fossilized remains, this bear boasted intact skin, soft tissue, and fur. The discovery was indeed a jackpot for scientists, as it would allow them to delve into the prehistoric creature's organs and brain. Courtesy of this permafrost bear giving a journey back in time to unveil secrets lost over millennia. It was named the Etherican brown bear after its discovery in the east of the Bolshoi Etherian River, standing as a unique portal to the ancient past. Gray wolf.
Beautifully preserved head. More of the fur perhaps lost from the skin on one side of its face, but the other side of its head almost perfect as it would have been at the time of death.
In Siberia's frozen vastness, mammoth tusk hunters unearthed a best-preserved Ice Age wolf that was found in August 2020. The head, wrapped in fur, skin, teeth, and organs, lay frozen for 57,000 years. Yet an intriguing detail emerged. There was some peculiar mass protruding from the wolf's mouth, which the experts revealed to be the wolf's tongue. Scientists speculated on its connection to modern wolves or the extinct Ice Age steppe wolf, akin to the dire wolf. The anciently departed wolf's precise lineage is still being studied.
I was just looking at this wolf. I was asking myself, what is this?
Yukon mammoth.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
In Siberia, tusk hunters stumbled upon an awe-inspiring find. The 39,000-year-old permafrost yucca mammoth that was buried near the icy Yucca River. What astounded them was its impeccable preservation. Trunk, hooves, the tufts of reddish-brown fur, all frozen in time. This mammoth was a relic of the ancient Pleistocene era that unveiled millennia-old secrets. What added to the wonder was the human markings on its body hinted at interactions between mammoths and ancient civilizations. They took out isotopes from the mammoth tusks, which gave them a window to study the mammoth's diet, age, and migration pattern. Moreover, the soft tissues also gave a peek into the diseases of the Pleistocene-era diseases and genetics.
Mammoths and Neolithic hunters offer us a window into ancient ecosystems.
Mexican climber. In the unforgiving realm of snow, both humans and animals face its relentless grip. Navigating its home ground demands strategy, luck, and survival instincts. In the 1958 expedition, a group faced nature's fury on Mexico's highest peak, Pico de Orizaba, when an avalanche sent them tumbling down the mountain. Fortunately, all survived, except one. Numerous search attempts over the years yielded no success until 2015. A man emerged from the frozen silence. Miraculously, his skull peeked from under the snow, a beacon that finally guided hikers to his long-lost resting place. Sapakarga mammoth.
It's a bit different to working on fossils.
Scientists found the Sapakarga mammoth permafrost in the icy chills of northern eastern Russia. What was so astounding about this female mammoth was that the researchers found traces of its red bodily fluid in ice cavities upon digging. They were able to take a sample along with some of the tissues that were still in place. It is believed to be about 15 to 20,000 years old. According to Russian media, it was the first time that the scientists had found mammoth's remains far well preserved.
And all this stuff behind here, as you can see from the ribs, was part of the abdominal cavity.
Battling fish, found frozen.
Last week, my brother and I went ice fishing, and we spotted something that was a great photo opportunity.
Now, let's come toward the story of this feisty fish. So a man and his brother snapped a cool pic of two fish stuck in ice and put it on Facebook. People went nuts saying it was fake. To prove them wrong, he went back to the frozen spot, cut the fish out, and guess what? Drama alert! A pike tried to snack on the bass, but things went south and both ended up floating. Found a hole from ice fishing and bam, they froze like a snapshot. Nature's own freeze frame. Crazy, right? Just goes to show sometimes reality beats the internet skeptics. Frozen coyote. It's not being out of time that got this coyote, rather than it having to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. This coyote looked to be either in a hunting mode, where it got so carried away, or was struck on the road during a powerful snowstorm that the cold temperature froze it completely as it tried to get back on its feet and get to shelter. Judging from how instantly it looks to have frozen like a statue, almost as if it never actually was a living and breathing animal. Ice block tomb.
It seemed to be a caveman frozen in a block of ice.
January of 2021 left the locals of Minneapolis curious and confused as to the nature of a huge block of ice that they came across in the snow that had a giant 6-foot man frozen inside. From taking it to be cause of being someone actually meeting a tragic end to it being something rather more suspicious that left their minds whirring. Judging by its get-up of shaggy hair and disheveled look, the man in the cube looked to be a caveman of sorts. Before their minds could go around thinking of all the possibilities and making assumptions, it was revealed that it was just a piece of artwork made by Zach Shumack. Whatever it was, it did make everyone's imaginations go wild for a while.
But it was later revealed to be a work of art.
Antlers. In the icy wilderness of eastern Canada, this group of explorers tripped over something that was protruding out of the frozen lake. Upon closer inspection, they realized it was moose antlers that were stuck in the ice. But how did they end up there? And if there were moose antlers stuck in there, the question raised, could there be moose carcass as well? Actually, what happens is, with the arrival of winters, moose tend to shed their antlers, which grow back in spring and summer months. And it looked like this moose shed the antlers near the lake, that when the snow fell and the lake got frozen, the antlers trapped in the ice.
Shook himself, and both antlers fell off.
Frozen animals. The peak of cold in Kazakhstan doesn't go too easily, at least not for the animals that get caught up into it. In January 2021, locals found several dozen wild and stray animals that turned into frozen statues due to the persistent wintry onslaught. Donkeys, dogs, antelopes, and in some cases even wolves were left defenseless to the never-ending snowfall. Some of the animals were so caught up amidst a prey predator or territorial battles that they lost track of the harsh cold.
He was in the middle of a fight.
Almost frozen herd.
The question now is, are they still alive after this tragic event?
In a chilling display of nature's ruthlessness, a herd of donkeys faced a harsh fate during a fierce snowstorm in Turkey back in 2013. The owner, who tied these animals while running an errand, returned to find the entire herd that was covered in a blanket of frosty shrouds, possibly minutes away from freezing up completely. Along with the help of locals, they were able to rescue the herd, along with the much-needed medical attention. You must be wondering if the donkeys survived. Then, yes, luckily they did, despite the carelessness of the owner.
Abi donmuş bu ha.
Mummy in Russia.
These mummies are estimated to be 900 years old and are said to be part of an unknown medieval culture.
Back in 2017, archaeologists dug up the Zeleny Yar burial ground, only to find two mummy heads without the bodies, belonging to an adult female and a baby girl. 40 kilometers from the city of Salakard, Yano, Russian Federation. Both of the mummies were said to be 900 years old and were related to some unknown medieval culture. This was the only adult female mummy that was found, which led the experts to believe that she might have been an elite member of the society. Her hair, eyelashes could still be seen, whereas her face had turned green due to the copper coatings that she was buried in. Ice Age horse. In Russia's Batagi Depression, scientists unearthed a remarkably well-preserved foal from the extinct Linskov horse species earlier this month. Discovered amidst their work on ancient woolly mammoth remains, the immaculate preservation of this young horse offers a unique glimpse into the past. Scientists aim to leverage the study of these remains to reconstruct a vivid image of the landscape as it existed 40,000 years ago. The accidental discovery provides an unexpected window into the world of this ancient horse species, contributing valuable insights into the environmental conditions and the diverse fauna that thrived during that distant era. Frozen fox. In the German city of Frieningen, this fox met its fate when it tripped and fell into the fast-freezing Danube River. The fox was believed to be in the midst of its hunting routine over the icy when it made the mistake of going too far ahead of itself and fell straight through the icy cold water. Despite the struggle to remain afloat, the fast-freezing water proved to be fatal and unfortunately life-threatening as well. The local residents found it and cut it out using a chainsaw. With the weather too cold and dangerous, bystanders couldn't help until it was too late. Frozen 85. Nope, this is not the frozen carcasses of 85 people, rather statues that took a while to know where they came from. It's the remarkable artwork of Sarah Davies who made these 85 sculptures that represent the people worldwide living with illness and enduring pain, as well as showcasing the perseverance of how they stay strong despite the harsh weather and snowstorms. The artist has crafted resilience, as in both cases they are tested by nature's undeniable force.
Endure the harsh weather while poignantly representing the struggles faced by people worldwide.
Deer frozen in ice. Out in the snowy weather for ice fishing, these kids stumbled upon an unfortunate sight. There was an ill-fated doe stuck in a frozen lake, but they couldn't do anything about it as it was already lifeless. It seemed the deer, while attempting to pass through the thin ice and happened to end up in the icy water. It might have struggled, but unable to break free, it eventually succumbed to the merciless cold. The deer lay partially submerged, one eye peeking out from the frozen surface. On the bright side, they still did manage to save over a dozen deer that were stuck on the slippery ice and struggling to maintain balance on the slippery surface.
Close.
Deer covered in ice. All thanks to the kind-hearted people that are still present around us. This poor roe deer was going through a miserable state and was definitely counting its last moments. Its muzzle, eyes, and other body parts were covered in ice, as if the snow was stuck on its fur. But this man found it and proved to be its knight in the shining armor. He helped the deer get rid of all the eyes. Did you hear those painful cries? But this was only for a little while. It was all now free of snow and, well, really happy, as you can see it running around relieved. Forest fossil.
What we're seeing here are the actual tree rings of this tree.
Fossils aren't always just the thing of animals, but plants as well. In November 2017, geologists in the University of Milwaukee discovered traces of a forest that used to exist in Antarctica. During the exploration, geologists unearthed several perfectly preserved fossils that were embedded deep within the ice and rocky formation of the area that proved the existence of forest. The fossils from 260 million years ago revealed the remains of about 13 trees. Plants and vegetation in Antarctica already sound weird. Now, to make things even more interesting, these fossils, according to geologists, predate even the oldest of dinosaur remains that have been found over the course of the past several decades.
We found about half of the fossil forest on the entire continent of Antarctica.
Ground sloth.
Quite a smattering of Ice Age critters and then a little more.
Let's move on to another remarkable discovery from the prehistoric wild. While digging for a subway line in Los Angeles, construction workers made a remarkable discovery upon finding several dozens of bones and a series of bones that were later identified by archaeologists to belong to millennia-old extinct ground sloths. They also found a couple of bison remains, including fragments of the radius bone.
Probably a scapula or a pelvis from something of decent size.
Frozen deer rescue. Now, here is one poor deer that couldn't steady its feet on the ice again and eventually fell into the freezing water. But he was lucky enough that it was his good day as the locals found it in a poor state and rescued it. They cut through the ice using a chainsaw before dragging the deer out from there. To wear down the effects of hypothermia, the rescue team started rubbing its body to get it warm enough and even started a fire in the ice to stabilize its body temperature. When that didn't work, they took it to a shelter to provide all the needed care. Within a matter of a few days, the deer was able to run freely back in the open. Rock hard, little one. Researchers and explorers that were studying penguins in one of the coldest continents of the world, Antarctica, where they got to witness a rather sad incident. Penguins huddle together to survive in the extreme cold weather, with babies needing the most warmth, and they stay close to their mothers. But in this case, this baby somehow got separated from its mother and was caught in the blizzard while in search of its mother. While the entire crowds of the adults, along with their young, huddled together in a group to survive the cold, this little one couldn't find its mom in time until, sadly, the freezing cold got to it first. Crash landing.
Reports say the plane crashed in the Alps in 1968 and was never recovered.
In Switzerland, a melting glacier recently unveiled echoes of a bygone era. A plane crash from the 1960s that had long been hidden in the icy embrace. Dominic Nellen, a mountain guide, stumbled upon this unexpected relic during a trek up the Antlers glacier. After research, he found out that it was the remains of the plane crash in the Alps that happened in 1968.
The glaciers are disappearing, they say, when it continues like this.
The melting ice revealed the fragments of the plane, including passenger seats and even a tin of skin cream. A tangible connection to the past emerged, revealing the swift impact of climate change. Mountaineers say that the discovery shows the fast effects of climate change.
You can see the problem up here. It's for the whole Europe or for the whole world because of the water.
Life under Antarctic ice. Having to possibly find any form of life under the Antarctic ice was something no one saw coming. A group of Australian scientists dispatched a remotely operated vehicle under the ice of Antarctica as part of an exploration in December 2016, and were surprised to find signs of life underneath the fact that they considered the area conditions would make any possibility of life to be impossible. The scientists are still working on studying these life forms that have not only survived, but thrived as well. Peeking out from ice.
It was very interesting to see them poke their noses up and be able to breathe.
Although this may seem abnormal, but on part of the gators it is actually quite normal. A tourist in Oklahoma stumbled upon this confusing but out of the ordinary find in the frozen lake. It was an alligator that looked to have been stuck in ice with its snout on the outside while the rest of the body underneath the ice.
I mean, these guys are die-hard, just amazing survivors.
They broke the ice with the help of a hammer. You must be wondering how the gator was still alive. Well, for starters, gators are cold-blooded animals just as any other reptile who tends to hibernate in such a manner. It sticks out the snout to breathe, and the rest of their bodies stay inside the frozen swamps as they tend to shut down their metabolism. In such conditions, they don't need to eat. Their heart rate slows down, and in that unfriendly environment, they wait for the summers to bask in the heat. Fight to flight.
2 bull moose partially frozen under the ice.
Be it a territorial dispute or just a one for mating rights, the only victor of this fight would have been the to flight first. 2 men, while walking on the frozen slab, found the 2 moose with most of their bodies under the ice and tangled antlers sticking out. It was quite obvious that they were fighting. and their complex antlers got tangled in a way that they couldn't get free. They must have ended up in the lake, and of course, it couldn't be easy to get out considering their position, and eventually became part of the icy lake. However, one of the moose is believed to have succumbed to injuries incurred after having to be eaten by a predator from its back.
The two moose were fighting when they crashed through the ice.
Unfortunate squirrel.
Squirrels will share a den in cold weather.
Of all the rodent animal species, this is probably the only one that you'd certainly feel sad about. After a heavy blizzard and a snowstorm that struck in Ontario, Canada, a local resident discovered a series of squirrels that got caught up in the severe blizzard that led them ultimately to getting stuck in an ice block. Considering the fact that squirrels get ready for winters in advance, they are quite active with the arrival of the season and get bulkier to cope with the cold. However, they clearly didn't have the idea that the weather could turn out to be this unfortunate for them. Apparently, their preps for food storage and thicker fur went in vain.
Squirrels do not hibernate and are quite active all winter.
One-of-a-kind discovery.
Fossils that are at least 60 million years old being uncovered.
An Antarctic expedition in May 2016 unveiled a treasure trove that displayed the essence of a frozen world. Scientists have shared video footage showcasing their remarkable discoveries, revealing over a ton of fossils.
We've got this giant shark vertebra. This would have been a huge beast.
Among these frozen remnants are the possible vertebrae of giant sharks, silently narrating tales of ancient oceans. Adding to the intrigue, dinosaur fossils emerge from the icy depths, painting a portrait of a time when colossal creatures roamed the icy landscapes. Archaeologists reported that this discovery gave them a snapshot of life in Antarctica at the end of the age of dinosaurs.
Ammonite here. We've got this giant shark vertebra.
Reptile Power.
They can withstand extreme temperatures quite well here.
Though this turtle might seem to be in some kind of distress being stuck in freezing, but that's not the case here. Just as gators and other reptiles, turtles are cold-blooded and the body changes temperature according to the surroundings, just as you can see here.
But turtles are classified as reptiles.
One moment it was lying in the frozen water, and right when the man pulled it out, in a matter of minutes the turtle started moving its feet again. When turtles are underwater, their blood sugar level decreases to 90%, and with such a low temperature, they can survive for about 3 to 4 months. And well, humans have a much lower threshold than them, as they can only survive for 3 to 4 minutes.
The turtle was just pulled out of the ice and here it moves.
Arctic hyena.
There have been about 50,000 bones of Ice Age animals found in the Old Crow area.
Back in June 2019, Arctic hyena teeth were unearthed in the Arctic region of northwestern Canada, making it to be a surprising discovery. These teeth are estimated to be between 850,000 to 1.4 million years old, and hint at a historical presence of hyenas in an environment now vastly different. The revelation challenges conventional notions about the distribution of certain species. Scientists believe these teeth belong to hyenas that roam the Arctic during a warmer period. This finding not only prompts a reevaluation of past ecosystems, but also raises questions about the adaptability of hyenas to diverse climates. The teeth offer a glimpse into the ancient Arctic's biodiversity, unraveling a piece of the region's natural history through the unexpected remnants of hyena activity.
It confirms that hyenas probably lived in the ancient Arctic.
Horned lark.
Remarkably well-preserved remains of an Ice Age bird.
At this point, no one can tell what may or may not be hidden deep within the permafrost. In the icy expanse of eastern Siberia, a local found this frozen bird, which he thought to be any other regular bird. When archaeologists got hold of the bird and examined it, only to be revealed a 46,000-year-old horned lark that remained perfectly preserved in permafrost.
The bird was discovered by local fossil ivory hunters.
With meticulous care, scientists delicately extract the remarkably well-preserved remains, unlocking a chapter from the distant past. This ancient avian discovery adds a melodic note to the region's frozen history, shedding light on a time when horned larks soared through the Siberian skies. This finding etched in the frozen landscape contributes to the ongoing saga of Siberia's permafrost, where each thaw unveils echoes of a bygone era. Mysterious alien eggs. During a winter stroll in 2013, two friends in Utah encountered an unusual sight, a frozen lake adorned with a mysterious eye-like pattern. This circle was featuring hundreds of small holes that stirred their curiosity. Upon closer inspection, they discerned small blobs nestled in the holes, fueling wild speculations of alien eggs.
Maybe it's aliens, dude. It is alien eggs.
Before their imaginations could run rampant, the truth emerged. It wasn't extraterrestrial, but the handiwork of a human girl. Her mother revealed that the blobs were crafted from salt dough, forming part of the girl's art assignment, a geometric design on the frozen canvas. Thank goodness the Earth wasn't under alien invasion.
Okay, touch it.
Oh, did you see it?
Slimy?
Frozen baby tiger.
Okay, we got the cub right up here.
We got the cub.
Tiger.
A camera-tracked mother tiger known to wildlife observers recently passed away, leaving her orphan cub to navigate the harsh wilderness alone. Concerns arose from experts who doubted the cub's ability to withstand the freezing temperatures and survive independently. A dedicated team of animal trackers and researchers united to locate and rescue the vulnerable cub. After hours of tracking through snowy terrain, they discovered the cub in a sheltered spot beneath fall trees and dense snow. Employing trekking canes and branches, they successfully captured the young tiger, ensuring its safety by taking it into protective custody.
The sticks are the only way to capture the cub without hurting it.
Birds stuck in ice.
Yeah, go.
Just like the horned lark, the cold is quite bitter and doesn't really come as pleasant weather for the birds either. Now, look at this poor bird, had its claws stuck partially frozen into the ice, unable to break free on its own. Fortunately for the bird, this good Samaritan jumped using household tools and was successful in freeing it.
Yay! That's far.
Here is another instance where you can see two rescue workers in the icy water swimming near the swan that had its feet frozen. After a long struggle, they took it to the shore to provide the medical care it needed.
Wow! Yay!
Frozen fish skating rink. Initially thought to be artificial, a Japanese theme park unveiled a unique skating rink in December 2016. The rink, spanning 250 meters, incorporated 5,000 expired marine animals from 25 different fish species frozen within the ice. The owners admitted sourcing the marine life from a fish market, intending to provide visitors with an immersive ocean experience. At the entrance, visitors captured footage of a hello formation created by a school of fish frozen in the ice, which went viral. However, animal lovers on social media expressed dismay, leading to the closure of the attraction due to the chilly reception it received.
このスケートリンクを海に見立てようということで
Largest dinosaur skull found.
Reassembling the largest dinosaur skull to be found on the planet.
For ages, archaeologists and paleontologists delved into the Earth's depths to unearth dinosaur remains. But a monumental discovery emerged from millennia-old ice caps. Recently, researchers uncovered parts of a Torosaurus, and upon reconstruction, it revealed the planet's largest dinosaur skull. This herbivore dinosaur, estimated to be over 70 million years old, earned the moniker Dinosaur Adam for its uniqueness.
Paleontologists affectionately named this dinosaur Adam.
The skull, excavated in the United States, was meticulously assembled in a museum with a Danish safari park. Soon, the public will have the opportunity to witness this extraordinary find as it is unveiled in the coming months. Woolly rhinoceros. Not just that these ancient woolly rhinoceroses thrived in the cold and harsh environments of Europe, but also long after its passing. Russian scientists are delving into the well-preserved remains of a woolly rhinoceros, a creature believed to have wandered some of the snowiest parts of the world some 12,000 years ago. The discovery unfolded in the diamond-producing region of Yakutosha, offering a rare glimpse into the ancient past. The scientists are meticulously studying the details preserved by time, uncovering not just the rhinoceros's massive frame, but also the story of an era long faded. The frozen landscape of Yukon has become a treasure trove, providing insights into a world where woolly rhinoceros once roamed. Wonders from Yukon.
Things can be preserved for thousands and thousands of years.
In August 2022, a frozen Yukon mystery unfolds as human hunting tools, hidden for up to 9,000 years, thaw from the ice. Each new find adds a piece to the puzzle of these ancient toolmakers. Archaeologists unearth 2,000-year-old tools, sparking speculation about their creators and the stories they employ. The Yukon, known for its harsh cold, becomes a silent keeper of secrets, offering glimpses into a vanished era. As researchers carefully retrieve these well-preserved tools, questions arise about the people who once inhabited this icy expanse. This discovery paints a cryptic picture of a time long past, where hands-crafted tools in the Arctic chill, now resurrected for modern minds to ponder.
There's no trees, so the only way for a substantial piece of wood like this to get up here is for someone to actually bring it up.
It's time for today's open discussion. This picture of the Minnesota Iceman is a colored version of the one taken back in 1968 of a frozen, grotesque blend of ape and man standing at a 6 feet height that was found in Minnesota. A creature with a barreled chest, massive hands and feet, its left eye eerily dislocated, suggesting a bullet's cruel kiss. Legends whispered of its discovery, a tale spun between a Siberian seal hunter and a Japanese whaling ship near Japan. However, others insist it was a victim of a haunting hunting escapade at Whiteface Reservoir in Minnesota, whereas its wounds hint at a primal battle, birthing rumors of Bigfoot or Yeti presence. Yet, an expert's cold verdict echoes denying all the speculations. It was a latex masquerade, not nature's handiwork. Did the true specimen vanish into shadows, leaving us with a chilling narrative veiled in frosty secrecy? Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.